Confession time. Now, I know I've probably started a podcast, maybe two or three, with the same beginning, but I'm going to ask you, did you catch it? Well, let me tell you a little bit about it. 2 weeks ago, I was ending a glorious month away in Portugal and Spain. During my time out of the country, I did a podcast series, 4 episodes, on women's friendships. They were good. They were challenging. They were honest, and they are worth the listen. Well, at the end of the last episode, I promised one more episode. I had planned to give you actual tools and thoughts about cultivating deep core relationships. You see, for me, when I did my own friendship audit and evaluated my friendship circles, I quickly discovered that I had one core friend, my husband. I'd spent the last 3 years cultivating intimacy with him, which was necessary, which was good. But I had neglected keeping my heart alive with friendships with women. And I found myself longing, aching, even feeling shame and not understanding why. Because when I said, I feel lonely, the response was, You, Misty, lonely? But you have lots of friends. Well, during my current friendship journey and in seasons in the past, I learned some things, gained some insight and wisdom about how to cultivate those deeper connections. And I had promised to share them with you, but I got home from Spain and forgot. So here I am, stepping back up to the friendship plate to share this last episode with you in this series on flourishing in friendships for women. I'm super excited about today's episode because I still feel like I'm in the thick of it. So I'm coming to you today, not as one who's been there, although I have, but also as a friend who is there with you now, practicing what I'm going to be sharing with you today. And I'm going to tell you the truth. It's hard, a little unnerving, but Mom, we can do hard things. I have an upcoming episode all about the hills we climb, but that's a conversation for another time. Today, I want to talk to you about a term that Shasta Nelson calls frientimacy. Intimacy and friendship that goes beyond surface level check ins, not just how are the kids or what are you watching on Netflix, but soul stirring questions like, what's something you need more of in our friendship? What are 3 qualities that you most appreciate about me? And I'd like to share the qualities that I most appreciate about you. These are questions that move us from chit chat to true connection, from casual to close. And you know what's even more amazing? This longing you feel to be deeply connected. It's not just emotional, it's biological. Science actually backs up what Scripture has said all along, that you are created for connection. Let me share something that absolutely fascinated me. Female brains, that's yours, are wired to connect. When women vent to each other, they're not just bonding, they're calming each other's biology. Turns out that late night rants or kitchen table tears, midday vent sessions between women are more than emotional support. They're physiological therapy. According to scientific research, when women open up and share their stress with other women, it activates something called social buffering. It's a biological response that literally lowers levels of cortisol, which is the body's stress hormone. This reaction is part of what scientists refer to as the tend and befriend response when women connect emotionally. The brain releases oxytocin, which is the happy hormone. It calms the nervous system and promotes trust. It reduces the body's stress response. So it's not just about feeling better, it's about functioning better at a cellular level. Talking it out doesn't just lighten the emotional load, it literally rewires your stress. In a world that often undervalues emotional expression and emotional response, this research proves that shared vulnerability isn't a weakness. It's a biologically backed superpower. But there are cautions that you need to be aware of in this idea of venting. First, choose your audience wisely. Speaking to someone who is supportive of your feelings can be helpful, even if that person offers a different perspective. But venting to someone who is dismissive of your feelings or tries to fix it or judges you can be detrimental. It's invalidating to share and get no response or feel judged by the other person. It might make you feel like you don't have worth or aren't lovable, and that doesn't do anything for your stress level. Venting can also be counterproductive if the listener amplifies those negative feelings and the conversation spirals downward. Then you can end up just pulling each other down. Another negative consequence could be that the listener might get tired of listening. If you vent over and over, especially about the same thing, this person might not want to be present. This can fray your friendship connection. So, when you feel that ache for connection or that craving to talk it out, you're not weak. You're wise. That's God's design in action. Hey friends, I'm Misty Hughes, and I am so glad you're with us today on this final episode of the Flourish in Friendship series on mom to mom mentoring. I'm a certified transformational life and leadership coach, a strengths champion, Symbis facilitator, and my favorite title these days is Grammy to 6 amazing kids. I want you to know I am 500% or more in favor of helping you live by God's design. And in this space, you'll always find encouragement, practical tools, and a whole lot of heart to help you grow the kind of friendship that you are made for. Over this 5-part series on women's friendships, I've helped you build a foundation for what true Bible-based friendship is, who Jesus is as your friend. We've taken a look at your own friendship circles of connection and mustered up the courage to start developing those Bible-based friendships. And today, we go deeper. I've shared about capacity and how the ache that you might be feeling is a signal that you actually have more capacity to develop either more friends or deeper connections. Oftentimes, like me a few years ago, it wasn't that I needed more friends, I needed core friends. Today, I want to offer you thoughts, suggestions, ideas, and insight on how to fill that cup of capacity with the right stuff. You see, seeking friendship can be a lot like going to the grocery store when you are starving. You just fill up your cart with chips and Pop Tarts, snacks, and stuff that's easy to fix and can fill your tummy. Snacks and fast food don't satisfy the craving your body has. You need meat. You need substance. You need protein, maybe vitamin C. The same is true of friendships. That extra Facebook group you just joined, or scrolling through TikTok late into the night, going to another networking meeting, joining another church group, these are not the deep, soul satisfying things that you are aching for. Today, I want to guide you in how to fill that capacity up with the right stuff, not the fluff. Now, if you're popping in for the first time today, I want to encourage you to take a listen to the previous episodes about women's friendships. I'll put the episode links in the show notes to make it easy for you to track down. And If you have your mom tribe and want to get on the same page with all your ladies about going deeper in places of authentic friendship, I encourage you to share this episode and invite them to put into practice some of the things that we're going to be talking about today. I promise you will not be sorry. So, friend, go ahead, pop in those AirPods, slip into the laundry room if you have to. Yes, I see you hiding in there like it's a day spa. Grab the secret chocolate stash you've hidden behind the frozen broccoli, or pour yourself a cup of something warm and comforting, because we're about to get real about why friendships matter more than ever. And spoiler alert, it's not just about girls' night, Target runs, though we're totally here for that too. This is about soul care, kingdom connection, and why your heart was made for more than surface level scrolls and side hugs. Now, let's talk about how you can lean into that God-given design and build deeper, more meaningful friendships, starting with some small, courageous steps. Longevity, mental health, emotional resilience. These aren't buzzwords to get you hyped up about something. Studies done at UCLA and Harvard show that women with close female friendships actually live longer, experience lower stress, less depression, and stronger immune systems. And clinical studies show a support network of 3 to 5 deep friends correlates with a higher well-being, while fewer close friends often relates to poor mental health. Mama, your soul and body need these deep relationships. It's not a luxury, it's biology and a blessing. Now, I know going deeper can feel risky. Vulnerability can equal pain. I remember sitting in my blue chair, looking at the vacancy in my core circle when I did my friendship audit. I was wondering, what should I do? Praying, asking God, who might fill this space? I'd come up with a few names, and I thought, I'd really like to cultivate a relationship with that woman. Then I would start down the mental track. Oh, she doesn't have time. She already has her core friends. There's no room for me in her life. And I'd erase the name without doing anything. I was afraid of rejection. I wanted a quick fix, but I also didn't want to fill my grocery cart with junk food. I needed to plan my menu, pay attention to what my soul was craving and saying, and be willing to work at developing friendimacy. It takes time to plant those seeds, to cultivate kindness, and become the friend that I was longing to find. I knew I had to be willing to risk and be somewhat proactive. So I rewrote those names and I said yes to starting the journey. But I will tell you, I was scared, and I'm still scared every time I put myself out there. Extending an offer of friendship and time together is risky. Now, in order to help you on the journey, I've created a small freebie that I've been using. It's appreciation prompts to soften the first steps and express gratitude to these friends safely. The link for the Friendship Circles mapping guide is in the show notes. I want you to start there. Just download it, and in a few days after you've evaluated your friendships, you'll get drop number 2 from me because, as a coach and friend, I want to help you develop the tools to be the awesome friend you want to have. And if you feel stuck, if you're hurt, maybe uncertain, or even frozen, some people find coaching or therapy helps break through that fear. Mom, I am offering a free clarity call if all this feels too big to navigate on your own. Just go to mommentoring.com/call and book your free call today. so you can start building on the friendships that you have and being the friend you've always dreamed of having. Research actually highlights two things about friendship. Number one, it takes approximately 200 hours to build intimate friendships. That 200 hours must include vulnerability. So, I've discovered yet another amazing tool that I'm going to share with you when you download the Friendship Circles Mapping Guide. Or you can just go ahead and bypass all the other and search on the World Wide Web. It's Arthur Aaron's 36 questions, which are designed to promote closeness gradually. Now, many people use these 36 questions for romantic relationships, but intimacy is intimacy. And that's what we're talking about. Into me, you see. Have you ever heard that? It's about being seen and seeing others. And these questions will help you do just that. The questions are grouped in three sets: light, intermediate, then deep discovery. You could go ahead and try a few with someone you trust. Here's one. Ask, what do you value most in a friendship? Now, the key is you have to take turns answering the question and listening. I don't know about you, but sometimes I ask a question and someone gets going on the response, and there never is that two-way interchange. So, take time to listen, but be prepared to answer the question too. Asking 3 to 5 questions thoughtfully can help build authenticity. And as an avid question asker, I love tools that help me cultivate the right questions to really know someone. Now, there are many science backed reasons why female friendship is so important. Becky Moyer and I discussed a few of these reasons in last week's podcast episode, What Moms Can Look For in a Mentor and How to Be One. You can tune in to that episode and glean from Becky's wisdom on mentorship and actually the difference between it and friendship. But back to the things that having intimate friendship can help you with. We've talked about a few: relieving stress, managing anxiety, protecting from depression. But friends also encourage healthy lifestyle change. No, really, you are more likely to develop healthy lifestyle changes and habits if your tribe is doing the same. And the reverse is true as well. Maybe you've heard the Jim Rohn quote: you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Or Proverbs 13:20 says it this way: whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. So it is vitally important, biblically sound advice to choose your friends wisely. These intimate friends can also help you navigate life's transitions. They boost your confidence, and who doesn't want their own team of cheerleaders? When you're making hard choices, friends who believe in you, even when you can't believe in yourself. Just take a look at the 4 friends who delivered their lame friend to Jesus. They carried him on their belief of what was possible. If you'd like to take a deeper dive into what the Word of God says about cultivating friendships and what Jesus says about radical friendships, check out episode 61, Lonely but Not Alone in Building Christ-Centered Friendships. Today, for the purpose of this podcast, we're going to take a look at John 15:13. This passage calls us to deep places of sacrificial friendship and love. It says, greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. Jesus doesn't ask us to chase surface level connection, which is often what we do, scrolling for hours on social media, hopping from network meeting to network meeting, allowing busyness to rob us of the intimacy we are starving for. So, what's holding you back? Is it the fear of rejection? Maybe a past hurt that's left you guarded? Or the uncertainty of who is actually safe? If you've been longing for deeper friendships but feeling stuck, let me walk you through 3 simple ways that you can take a courageous step forward today. Number 1, start small, go meaningful. You don't have to plan a weekend getaway or pour your whole heart out over coffee tomorrow. Just begin with a small step. Send a thoughtful note, leave a short voice message, text a friend and say, "Hey, I was thinking about you. Want to catch up sometime soon?" Or better yet, "Want to catch up next week? How about Wednesday at lunch?" Low pressure, high intention. Better yet, grab your free copy of the Friendship Circles Mapping Guide and use the appreciation prompts that you'll get. They're designed to help you say the things that you often feel but maybe don't know how to express. Here's one that you could use right now. Text it to a friend that you want to deepen a connection with. "Hey, friend, when you listen without trying to fix me, I feel so safe and seen. I really value that about you." That's it. Simple, honest, honoring, and who doesn't want to hear that they're that kind of friend? Number 2, ask yourself some honest questions. Before you dive deeper with someone, do a little heart inventory. Who do I feel safe with? Who has shown up for me consistently, even in small ways? Am I investing time and energy into someone who values and reciprocates? And if not, who does come to mind when you think of a friend that you'd like to grow something meaningful with? When you've got someone in mind, try using the 36 questions that build intimacy. Now, not all at once, of course. Choose 1 or 2 that feel natural and invite that friend into the conversation. You could say, "Hey, I've been thinking about how to grow some of my friendships, and I found these questions that go a little deeper. Would you be open to trying 1 or 2 over coffee?" You don't have to be weird about it. Be real, be warm, be you. The third simple step that you can take is be intentional, not just available. Listen, instead of scrolling social media, looking for affirmation or connection, why not reach out intentionally to just one person this week? Reconnect, recommit, reimagine what this friendship could become. You don't need more friends. You need core friends. And friend, you were made for this. You've got what it takes to build the kind of authentic friendship that your heart's been craving. Loneliness doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means that you have capacity waiting to be filled. As Shasta Nelson says, strength of a friendship depends more on how much time we spend in deeper ways. You, the real, vulnerable you, matters. So take the brave step, invite someone deeper, and start with authenticity. This is your season to risk deeper friendships. If you feel stuck or fearful, please book a free clarity call. I'd be so honored to talk with you. And remember, grab the Friendship Circles guide if you haven't yet. And you'll also get my appreciation prompts freebie and the 36 questions. Strong bonds have far-reaching effects. They fulfill your life, give you a sense of belonging, and do a lot for your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being. So, cherish and prioritize these friendships. Your future self will thank you. If this episode encouraged you, please hit follow, share it with a friend you'd like to grow alongside, and leave a review. It helps more women find these messages. Now, if you've ever wondered, where are the mentors? How do I even begin to find one? Do I really need a mentor? What would it look like for me to be a mentor? Then you're going to want to tune in next week, because I'm going to answer these questions and so much more. It's a conversation you don't want to miss. Mom, you were made for connection, and you are not behind. When you choose authenticity, you invite others to do the same. Courage isn't absence of fear. It's showing up anyway. And when you show up real, you give others permission to do the same. So rise and shine. Shine boldly, shine beautifully. Because, Mom, when you shine, you give others permission to shine too. And your shine is radiating God's glory to the world around you.